welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel, checking out this video. If you guys are returning, welcome back, guys. I am back from my spring break vacation with my family, visiting a bunch of friends and family in the Midwest and Central Iowa. They're super fun. Picked up a few lots. I have another lot on down that I picked up. I didn't get a chance to kind of show the reveal on that yet, so I'll probably do it sometime later on this week when I have a little bit more time. I didn't get a chance to really record a ton over the weekend after I just got bombarded with family stuff, so it was super fun, but just a little mini vacation, I guess you can say, and how things are working out on that. So other than that, man, I kind of, that's the one thing about selling sports cards for a living. You kind of want to just take a minute, take a break every so often so you don't get to the point of, I guess, exhaustion of sports cards, guys. So that was kind of a nice getaway for me, for sure. And like I said, I'm back on the grind. It's just, as you guys can see, I'm back in my office at home here in Denver, Colorado. I'm just getting back to the grind. I got tons of order I need to ship out. So that's going to be my biggest thing the next day or two. I got several hundred orders actually to ship out, so it's going to be kind of a busy day. Packaging, shipping, and then obviously listing. I got a ton of stuff, pretty cool inventory. If you guys didn't check out the video, make sure you guys check out the other video. I did a review on some of those, low to mid-end lots. Like I said, I'll do another one later on this week on the other stuff I picked up, so it's pretty cool stuff. Other than that, what sold on the store, even though this is the cool thing about being an eBay seller full-time, is that even though you're on vacation, your time away, you can still see what's selling. You can kind of still see send offers. So that was the cool thing, is that I was still able to send offers. I think it helped. I think I was able still to sell some stuff, by sending offers to people who are looking at certain items, things like that. And then on top of that, I think another thing that really did help was I was trying to list, daily. Even if I was on vacation, this is the one thing, is you want to try and list daily. I was trying to list 10 to 15 items I could daily, and then that was it, as much as I could, to kind of keep that algorithm with eBay, as you're even though you're away, time away, you're still actively trying to help them make money, versus, and on top of that, not versus, but trying to help yourself make sales and keep you relevant. So I was trying to work on that. There was a day or two I missed on that. I don't know if it affected sales or not, but this is the thing. I felt like sales were still kind of trickling in as I was still listing. So that's a cool thing. That's a good thing, is to kind of keep my storefront up there for people who are looking for cards. I think it helped. I don't know. Who knows? If somebody works at eBay who watches this channel, let me know on that, man. Let me know if the algorithm, if it works, if you're still listing on a daily basis, even when you're on vacation, or whatever the case may be on that. So let me know on that, man. Don't forget, check out the eBay store, guys. On top of that, I put the link in the description. Every little bit helps me. What I'm trying to do here is, trying to do this as a full-time, if you're just joining me on that. So go ahead. Feel free to make an offer, guys. Other than that, what has been selling, I guess you can say, was it the last week of March, beginning of April now. So this entire trip, while I was, pretty much I was gone last week, when I was in Central Iowa, I noticed a huge trend. Baseball, guys. A lot of, whether it's inserts, whether it's short prints, numbered cards, baseball at the end of March has been moving. I know opening day has happened, and it was that was probably it. That was the reason being, is because baseball has finally kicked off, and I think MLB kind of made a push for it, obviously on television and everything, and I think that has helped baseball tremendously. Now, we'll see in April. Like I said, if this is your first time here, I try to do this on a weekly basis to let you guys know what's selling on my eBay store. This is personally. This is just me. I don't know what other people are sales-wise, but for me, it's baseball. A lot of insert numbered cards moved quite a bit. Rookies. I felt like a lot of the raw stuff. And then on top of that, I felt like football moved. It didn't move as much as it did previous weeks, but it was still moving. I felt like football slabs are moving better for me personally. A lot of I felt like inserts were moving more than anything else. So take it for what it's worth. That's what was moved from my eBay store towards the end of March, beginning of April, to let you guys know on that. But I think moving forward, especially next year, I think around March, I'm really gonna up my inventory, especially for baseball. I think that is definitely something that's going to move tremendously as opening day is coming, spring practice was happening, things were pushing forward. Obviously, the crazy thing was, I think if you guys have not noticed, but the Shohei Ohtani stuff with his issue that's going on with his interpreter and all that stuff, it did affect his sales. I have some inserts of his, didn't really move as much as previous weeks. So I was moving some Shohei Ohtani stuff, just raw stuff, inserts here and there. I was just moving them. And the crazy thing was, as the news broke out about his interpreter, about him, allegedly possibly being, in this gambling scandal, things like that, it did affect his cards. I didn't really move any of his sales in the past week. So it's interesting enough that news does affect things. So that's the crazy thing about a sports card, is that every news is not always good news, guys. So that's the thing. And publicity sometimes is not a good thing, especially if it has to deal with legality. If the player's going to be in trouble with the law, it does affect his cards. And obviously, you guys know how it goes. You never know how his future is going to be by running into trouble with the law. Another one is Rashid Rice. I mean, right now, I think the law enforcement is kind of after him, and I definitely have seen, and the funny thing is, I've seen a lowball offers of his cards, but I think it's going to affect negatively because you just never know, suspensions, all that stuff. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I feel like is keep an eye on the news. People are normal people. I mean, people have bad traits. It happens, so you gotta be real careful with these players. Sometimes that negative publicity or negative connotation of players does affect their sports cards and their value. So take it for what it's worth, and that's why the biggest thing in my eyes is that I try to purchase multiple lots and multiple sports, multiple avenues, so that way I'm not stuck on just one player. So a lot of people are like, why don't you just buy 4 or 5 high-end type of cards? Because shit like this happens, guys. Who would have thought Shohei Ohtani, of all guys, who would be going into an issue with gambling, right? Who would have thought? Even if he's completely innocent, it still has affected his cards. So imagine if I, instead of buying multiple lots, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, and I just spent all my hard-earned, revenue on 10 Ohtani's freaking rookie cards and get them graded. Right now, what if they're at PSA and then I'm going to try and flip 10 of them that I spent? You can just imagine what's going to end up happening possibly. So, and that's the biggest thing. And that's the biggest thing, that I don't focus on just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 players, or just 1 or 2 or 3 specific high-end types of cards. And I like to have a variety of mids to low to kind of give me that balance in case stuff like this happens. So take it for what it's worth, and that's the reason why. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong. Like I said, and that's why I try to minimize. That's the biggest thing, is that selling sports cards for a living, for me, I try to minimize as much risk as possible. This is already risky as it is. Okay, so that's the number one thing, is that selling sports cards full-time is risky as it is. There's nobody who's rich doing this stuff. I'm not going to be rich doing this stuff. I don't anticipate to be rich doing this stuff. But what I do anticipate is that I trust my vision and I trust my work ethic, that I can at least be sustainable enough to do this, and put food on tables and a roof over my family's head. So that's my end game goal. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm not trying to make it into the big leagues as other people, and that's okay with me. That's the biggest thing that I try to tell people. Make sure it's okay with you what your goal setting is on that end. So there you guys go. That's what's selling baseball. Basketball has consistently sucked. if that helps anybody on that, if you guys are wondering, is basketball been moving for me consistently, not very well. I'm sending in some cards to get graded for basketball. I'm hoping they're gonna, hopefully I can bring some energy to it. Hopefully, because I've gotten some, some rare insert things like this, some stars. So hopefully, if I get a good grade on them, I can move them better. But basketball has really still sustained. It's consistently low. Let's just say that. At least it's consistent. I'll give it that. Basketball has consistently been low for me sales wise, but it's still a few here trickling in, but nothing has been moving as much as in the past week as baseball. Baseball has been moving quite well. Football, I saw a little bit of dip, but it's still moving pretty well. I think this is the thing with the NFL draft coming up. I think college football is going to be moving quite a bit. I feel like the draft is going to put a energy juice into the Bowman University, Bowman Chrome cards, whether it's autos, graded, things like that. I think it's going to definitely push, especially guys who are going to get drafted in that first round. That's going to be my goal. People are asking me, why are you telling people your secrets? It's not a secret, guys. It's just... This is the thing when it comes to sports cards and selling. I try to use as much common sense and common knowledge as anybody else. So, and it's a guessing game. Like I always say, it's a total guessing game. But my guess is guys who are going to go in the first round, I feel like their cards are going to have a emphasis on that because there's going to be high anticipation of what they're going to do. This is the thing. This is the time to sell them, move them, flip them because there's no injuries. They are not even in training camp yet. They just got drafted. So the stock is going to be up high, especially for the first rounders, guys. So also, don't sleep on the second and third round guys who were supposed to go in the first round. The reason being is because they were supposed to go into the first round draft for the NFL, draft picks. And I feel like if they drop into the second or third round, their prices are going to go down. So I'm going to actually look into those guys because there's a high possibility that they could do well. The reason being because they had a first round grade draft, and yet they got dropped to second or third round. So their skill set is up there, but for some reason they drop, and so there's going to be a drop in their price. And I might look into a few of those. That's just kind of my thought. That's kind of my, I might look into that because then you can get a little bit lower cost than those guys who are going in the second round who should have went in the first. That way there's a gap. There's a possibility that they can do well, and then there you go. If they do well, then it's going to be a long hold on that though. So just kind of give you guys a heads up on what I'm going to look to do on that. So other than that, that's kind of my train of thought. That's what I'm going to be looking to in the next couple of weeks, at least this week. And like I said, I have some big lots coming. I actually purchased another lot. A guy's shipping to me, one of my sources. I didn't get a chance to meet with him in Central Iowa, but he's going to ship to me. Like I said, later this week, stay tuned. I'm going to try and see if I can do a review on that. I got some PSA submission coming in. So if you guys are wondering, they are exactly about 5 to 6 weeks out, at least for this bulk submission. So it should be on its way here. It should be here either today or tomorrow. So I can do a PSA review on that. Wish me luck. I haven't looked at the grades on that. So hopefully, like I said, you guys are my good luck charm, and I do well on that, and they'll go up on the eBay store. So other than that, man, if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, all good, guys. I still appreciate you guys have watched the video through this point. And stay tuned. I am working on something. People have been asking me, can you do a sports cards 101 for somebody who's just getting to the hobby or returning to the hobby, or help my wife or significant other, understand why I love this hobby so much. So I might do several parts. I'm just kind of jotting what I want to talk about because it's going to be a long form type video. So stay tuned on that. It may take a while for me to kind of get everything together on that. So other than that, man, hopefully, like I say, everybody get to this week grinding, and I'm just gonna be listing stuff. But I definitely appreciate you guys checking out this video and watching this far. So good luck to you guys. Hopefully, you guys sell some cards like I do, man. Other than that, until next time, guys.